This seems to be the highest point at Karen Tepe. The extraordinary thing about this ancient biblical landscape is that it's the oldest known sort of record of a civilization that we're discovering here, 13,000 to 15,000 years ago. Consider that the Sumerian civilization, 4000 BC more or less, hitherto has been acknowledged by academia as being the oldest kind of recorded civilization. Well, it just seems like the more we play this game of time, the more it eludes us. Who knows? One rather suspects that there are other places in this world that are millions of years old, many hundreds of thousands of years old, including civilizational vestiges and remains. I guess that's the wonderful thing about revelation, about where we're at, is nobody knows a fucking thing. That's the truth of the matter. All the governments and ministries of, archaeology and anthropology pouncing around pretending as though we have the faintest fucking idea about anything, which we don't. 0 point of civilization. Right there. Right there. That's the 0 point. How about that? Well, this has to be one of the most extraordinary places in the world. It's taken pretty much all day to get here and a hell of a long time to climb to the top. But this is the Mound of the Gods, the Mountain of the Gods, Nemrut in Turkey. The most extraordinary thing, I've had a bird accompanying all the way up and all the way down. He's on a rock behind me. You can hardly see him. I'll try and get some footage of him. But it's the most extraordinary thing because this bird is the only living creature I've seen pretty much all day. This extraordinary mountain of the gods. You have to go back to the time of King Nebuchadnezzar and beyond to get a kind of grip on the story behind this space. But hey, I'm here and trying to share this experience with you as best as possible. It's just too magnificent. So we just dismounted these beautiful horses. Christ knows how they got up here, but we managed to somehow. These are the extraordinary peaks and formations, and not forgetting, of course, that Cappadocia, it turns out, was the biggest province of the entire Roman Empire. And that's a rather staggering thought, but there you have it. And this is the place where Alexander the Great also sent his armies and subjugated the locals, planted his prefect here. And peace reigned until the end of Alexander's life, which wasn't, let's face it, a very long life at all. That's about the fourth century. And this place absolutely reeks of biblical history. And then, of course, when you look at these formations as well, and you consider stories about, mountains are old forests and mushrooms, shrooms, large 50-meter, 100-meter, 200-meter high mushrooms. It's very hard to know what the truth is of these matters. But I'll tell you what, when you look at this landscape, it very much feels as though this could have been a sort of pre-diluvian or whatever forest of sorts. But the fact of the matter is that it's quite possible that huge craft of hundreds of kilometers or thousands of kilometers long did at some point come and mine and deforest Earth when the oxygen levels were vastly different to today, and when by best accounts the atmosphere was a great deal higher, and giants roamed the surface of the Earth, and pre-dinosaur even, arguably, 65 million years ago, 200 million years ago. We can only guess at this stuff. But the point is, I've got no issue with looking at incredible formations like this and thinking, well, perhaps this was deforested by alien craft, or, these are the excavation remnants of mining excavations and extraordinary events that occurred millions and millions of years ago. I think we need to, the point being, of course, that we need to be open to these possibilities, because, well, we know that the Sabbateans, who've controlled academia and have controlled the Vatican complex, the Vatican Library, and all of the kind of royal geographical societies and the portals of learning. Oh Christ, my horse is pissing on my foot. I have to step back a little bit. But the point being, we know how academia has been utterly, utterly corrupted, and the true telling of who we are and what we are and even what our planet is all about has been lost to us. I rather suspect that at this great time of revelation, this stuff is going to surface, and I think it's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. I think by the year 2030, to be sure, we're going to be inhabiting a very, very different world with a very different understanding of who we are, where we come from. Look at my beautiful horse here. Look at this sweet thing. Look at this darling thing. All right. Well, that's us. Wish me luck. We have to somehow get to the bottom of this valley again, and I'll bid you adieu.